Hello everyone, welcome to JC Connect series of lectures. So in this particular session we are going to discuss about surface tension. So you might have observed very small loads which can float on the surface of a liquid like this, a blade floating on the surface of liquid. Even a small pin can float on the surface of a liquid for a few seconds. Even formation of spherical droplets of a liquid over the leaves. When you touch the liquid surface, it behaves like a elastic, it is a stretched elastic membrane. And some insects can walk on the surface of a liquid. So, and even the liquid which drops, that is a droplet from the tap, so which takes the shape of a spear like this. And for these all questions the answer will be surface tension. So then what is surface tension? Surface tension is a characteristic of surface of a liquid due to which surface tension is a characteristic of a surface of a liquid due to which it try to decrease its area, and for this purpose apply a force of attraction between the molecules in the surface. For this reason, surface of the liquid behaves like a stretched elastic membrane. Okay. So surface tension is mainly due to cohesion between the molecules of a liquid and a weak adhesion between the molecules on the exposed surface of the liquid and molecules of the air. So look at this picture here. So this is the elastic membrane. So I am considering the 2 points A and B here. So this is the distance between the molecules A and B. So when we stretch this portion, so after stretching it has become like this much has the length got increased. So this is the point A and this is the point B. How this stretched membrane behaves, exactly the similar way the liquid surface will be behaving when it is under tension. That is what we call as a surface tension. So that's why the surface tension of a water acts like a layer of elastic membrane. So the tension experienced by the molecule on the surface due to the attractive force is called as a surface tension. That's why I mentioned here surface tension is a characteristic of the surface of a liquid due to which it try to decrease its area. Means whenever it is being stretched like this, always it wants to be in this length only. That is called the length is r between the molecule. Always these molecule wants to stay at a distance of r only, even though it is being stretched, but they want to be in a distance of r. So that's why the surface tension is a characteristic of a surface of a liquid due to which it try to decrease its area, and for this purpose apply a force of attraction between the molecules in the surface. So for this reason surface of a liquid behaves like a stretched elastic membrane. Okay, and always the its direction is tangential to the surface. Always the surface tension will be acting tangential to the surface. So surface tension can be now defined as is the property of a matter by virtue of which the free surface of a liquid at rest condition behaves like a stretched elastic membrane having a contractive tendency. Okay, and this surface tension will be acting for the static fluid. Always remember, this surface tension will be acting for the static fluid, and viscosity is for moving fluid, static fluid. This is the property of a liquid when the liquid is at rest condition. Okay, so even look at this example. This is a coin is floating on the surface of a liquid for a few seconds, and this is possible only when the surface tensile forces are existing over the liquid of the surface. They make utilizing the surface tensile forces and floating on the surface of the liquid. A few examples we can see our experiment. We can see where the surface tensile forces are predominant. So take a circular wire frame like this. Take a circular wire frame with a handle. Dip the frame in the soap solution. So if you take a circular wire frame with a handle and dip this wire frame in the soap solution so as to form a thin soap film like this, a thin soap film, and place a cotton thread on the soap film like this. If you place a cotton thread on the soap film, the cotton thread takes an irregular shape. Initially it takes the irregular shape like this. The moment you keep this cotton thread on the surface of a liquid, it takes irregular shape. Then heat a sharp needle and then gently puncture the central area of this thread. Then when it is punctured, the film within the loop, the film in the loop disappears. Then the moment we puncture here, the film within the loop disappears and the loop of the thread takes a circular shape, immediately takes the circular shape like this. For a given perimeter, why it is taking a circular shape only? Why not the other shapes? Because for a given perimeter, a circle has got a maximum area. Thus, the soap film possesses a minimum surface area. Means this area is a minimum and this area will be maximum. This area will be maximum. Okay. So this is because of what? The surface tension force. Okay. So because of the surface tension. So as I said previously, always the characteristics of surface tension is what? Always it try to decrease the area of the surface. So that's why for a given thread or for a given perimeter, the circle has got maximum surface area, hence it has taken the shape of circle only. Okay, so it is also same. So initially when we kept over the surface of soap solution, it will be taking the irregular shape. So the moment we puncture the central portion by using a needle, so immediately it takes the shape of circle. So this is because of what we call as a surface tensile force. Even we can explain the surface tension. So this is the painting brush. When we dip into the liquid, so all the hairs of the brush get spread out. When you take it out, so all get cling means all come together like this. The hairs of the brush in water spread out when it is dipped, and the hairs of the brush cling together when it is taken out. And this is also because of what we call as a surface tension. And as I said, mainly the surface tension is because of what? Cohesion and adhesion. So the cohesion means uh, it is a property of intermolecular attraction between the molecules of the same liquid. This property enables the liquid to have a tendency to remain together. Due to cohesive property of fluid, the surface tensile forces are developed at the free surface of the liquid or at the interface between the different liquids. So what do you mean by adhesion? Adhesion means the attraction between the molecules of liquid and the solid boundary with which it is in contact is known as an adhesive property of the liquid. Due to adhesion, the liquid behaves or the liquid sticks to the boundary surface. So example, water sticks to the glass container. So we call it as it is more adhesive towards the glass surface. So because of the cohesion and adhesion, the surface tensile force will be taking place. And even you can look at this picture here. So this is called as a meniscus. The curved surface of the liquid is called as a meniscus. We have two types of meniscus here. This meniscus is a concave meniscus. This is concave meniscus, and this one is a convex meniscus. This is convex. So why the concave meniscus in this case and why the convex meniscus in this case? So we can say when the cohesion is less than adhesion, the liquid surface will be having concave meniscus. When the cohesion is greater than the adhesion, the liquid surface will be having convex meniscus. So concave meniscus is example water, and the convex meniscus example is mercury. In mercury, if we take the force of attraction between the molecules that is of similar kind, means the cohesive force is more stronger than the adhesion forces, hence it takes the shape of convex over the surface, that is meniscus. And here when we take two kinds of molecules, one is a water and another one is a glass, so the adhesion is more than cohesion here, that's why it takes the meniscus as concave here. Okay, so this is what we call as a weak cohesion and strong adhesion in case of water, and in case of mercury, strong cohesion and weak adhesion, hence it takes the shape of convex meniscus, and the water takes the shape of concave meniscus. So even you can look at this picture here, whenever we dip a tube inside a water, then the water will rise up, then it takes the shape of concave meniscus. And the mercury, when you dip into the mercury, mercury will takes the meniscus as convex meniscus again. And next comes the angle of contact. So angle of contact, what do you mean by angle of contact here? The angle between the surface tensile force, because on this surface there will be a surface tensile forces acting in this direction, surface tensile forces here, as well as this along the surface of the meniscus, the surface tensile forces will be acting like this. So the angle between the surface tensile force and the vertical is called angle of contact. So this is the surface tension force and the vertical, and this angle is called as, that is theta, is called as angle of contact. That is angle between the surface tensile force and the vertical is called the angle of contact. If adhesion is more than the cohesion, then the angle of contact is acute angle, means this theta will be acute. This is less than 90 degree, less than 90 degree when adhesion is more than cohesion. If adhesion is less than cohesion, then the angle of contact will be more than 90 degree. So if adhesion is more than cohesion, then the angle of contact is acute, and if cohesion is more than adhesion, then the angle of contact will be obtuse angle, means we will get the more than 90 degree here. Okay, and next here, so look at this picture here. I have mentioned two types of liquids here. One is a wetting liquid, other one is a non-wetting liquids. For wetting liquid, the angle of contact, this angle of contact, if you take, so this one means for the the angle between the horizontal and the tangent drawn on the surface of a liquid, this is 45 degree, and this is 60 degree, this is 90 degree, this one is 120, 135. And those liquids which have got the angle less than 90 degree, they wet the surface, and those liquids which have got more than 90 degree angle of contact, they are called as a non-wetting liquids. Okay, so the angle, the theta is less than 90 degree, in this case wetting liquid, and for non-wetting liquid theta is more than 90 degree. If you take a mercury, so mercury droplet if you take, so it will be when you put on the surface, it will be staying like this. When you draw a tangent, this is a tangent drawn on the surface, the angle between the horizontal and the tangent drawn on the surface, that is called contact angle. This is surface under test, this is called contact angle. And for the waters and for other liquids where the angle of contact will be less than 90 degree, they all will wet the surface. And those liquids which have got more than 90 degree angle of contact, they are called as non-wetting liquids. So like this, okay, less than 90 degree, and this is more than 90 degree angle of contact. Then further we can explain the surface tension in by taking the some example like this. So here just look at this picture here. So where we have taken a liquid into a container, and it can be explained how exactly the surface tensile forces will be acting over the surface of a liquid. So a molecule inside, if you take this one, a molecule inside, this molecule inside, molecule inside the surface gets attracted by equal forces from the surrounding molecules, whereas the molecule on the surface, if you take here, this molecule, the inside surface, inside the liquid, if you take the molecule, so this molecule gets attracted by the surrounding molecules, whereas the molecule on the surface gets attracted by the molecules below it. Since there are no molecules above it, in this case, since there are no molecules above it, it experiences an unbalanced vertically downward force. Due to this, entire surface of the liquid exposed to the air will have a tendency to move inward, and hence the surface will be under tension here. So the property of a liquid surface to offer a resistance against a tension is called as a surface tension. Okay, so here I have mentioned here the surface of any liquid behaves as though it is covered by a stretched membrane. So the net force on the molecule at the surface is into a bulk of the liquid. So means it has got various molecules here. You can take like this molecules. The one on the surface also it has got a molecules like this. So continuously molecules. So if you take the inner side inside, so again it will be having a molecules here inside. So when we take, there is a intermolecular attraction between the molecules from all the direction. So these molecules are held together. There is a strong cohesion between the molecules. The cohesive forces are more between the molecules. So it will be like this. This is the intermolecular bonding. Intermolecular bonding you can call. So it has got force of attraction between them. So from all the direction, from whichever direction you take, from all the direction the force of attraction will be there. Hence inner side molecule means if you take it will be under equilibrium. Inside molecule will be under equilibrium. In the summation of forces, if you take, it will be 0, hence it is under equilibrium. Hence this molecule is called as a balanced molecules. If you take on the surface, there won't be any liquid molecules above the surface, then so the net force will be acting downward. So here it is shown summation of F is acting vertically downward, and on above this there won't be any molecules, hence this side there is no force of attraction, hence it is called as unbalanced molecules. This molecule is a unbalanced molecules. So that's why that it experiences an unbalanced vertical downward force. Due to this, the entire surface of the liquid exposed to the air will have a tendency to move inward, and hence the surface will be under tension. So look at this one here. I have shown the surface tensile force which will be acting in this direction as well as this direction as well as in this direction, but it won't be in this direction. Hence it is unbalanced molecules. Because of this unbalanced condition, the surface of the liquid behaves like a elastic membrane, stretched elastic membrane. So that's what we call as a surface is under tension. That force what we call as a surface tensile force. Means here as we have shown, this is the balanced forces. The inner side molecule is the balanced one, and if you take on the surface of the liquid, this is the resulting force will be acting vertically downward. And here I have shown this is attractive forces in this color, and this is the repelling forces. Okay, this is a gaseous media. If you take the enlarged view of this one, inner side molecule, inner molecule is pulled in all the direction, hence it got balanced here. If you take near the surface molecule is pulled inward and it is unbalanced one. And this is a water molecule, and this is above this is air, and this is a water droplet. Okay, so even hence a surface tension. When we take the enlarged view of this molecules here, the surface molecule is pulled inward here completely, hence it is unbalanced molecule. If you take inside, this molecule is a balanced molecule. It is attracted from all the direction, and the sum of forces when we take it is 0 here. And the near the surface molecules won't be balanced molecules, hence the liquid surface behaves like a stretched elastic member. Hence we can say surface tension is due to cohesion between the molecules of the liquid and weak adhesion between the molecules on the exposed surface of the liquid and the liquid and the molecules of air. means here the gaseous envelope on the above the liquid surface is present, and here the liquid surface. So there is a weak adhesion between the air molecules and the liquid molecules, and there is a strong cohesion between the molecules of the similar kind, that is the liquid. So hence the net force acting is vertically downward, like this way, vertically acting downward. Hence the surface of the liquid always behaves like a stretched elastic membrane, that what we call as a surface tensile forces. Okay, even look at this picture here. So you can explain this again, the surface tension here. A small needle kept over the surface of a liquid. So the needle will be floating on the surface of a liquid for a few seconds. So this is the needle is kept over this one. So whenever the needle is kept, so there is a intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules. As I explained previously, the inside molecules will be get balanced. So if you take on the surface will be always unbalanced molecule surface. Unbalanced molecules are present on the surface when the needle is kept. So because of the gravity force, the needle wants to come down. So because of its weight, it is coming down. But these surface tensile forces will not be allowing this needle to go down. Hence the forces of surface will be acting like this. This is called surface tensile forces. So as long as these surface tensile forces will uh, hold the needle, then the needle will be floating on the surface. So the moment the weight of the needle goes on increasing, and it will be coming down. So if we can explain this one, this is the weight of the needle coming down. There is, you can say, m into g, the force, that is the gravity force acting upon the mass of the needle. And there is a angle between the vertical and the surface tensile force as a theta, and these are the surface tensile forces. So vertical, these are the surface tensile forces when we kept the needle on the liquid surface. So this surface tensile force will become like this. If we resolve this one, this component will be what? It is sigma. This is sigma sine theta, this component, and this is also sigma sine theta, and this component will be what? Sigma cos theta, but 2 times, because on 2 sides, this side also sigma, this side also sigma. This is 2 sigma cos theta. If 2 sigma cos theta is greater than m into g, the needle will be floating on the surface of liquid. If it is less than m into g, then the needle will sink into the liquid. So why the needle will float on the surface? Again, we can explain it by, that is because of what? Surface tension. That is, atoms on the surface are attracted to one side only, and atoms in the middle are attracted equally in all the directions. Okay, so because of the surface tensile forces, the needle will be staying few seconds on the surface, then it sinks into the liquid. So why the needle will be floating? This can be uh, said because of what? Surface tension. Then consequences of surface tension: the liquid surface supports the small loads. This is because of the surface tension. So look at this picture, a spin floating on the surface. It is because of surface tension. Formation of spherical droplets of liquid, that is like this, spherical droplets. This is also because of what? Surface tension. Formation of spherical bubbles, so like this, the bubbles, that is also because of what? Surface tension. The bubbles will be forming in the shape of a sphere. When the formation of cylindrical jet of a liquid, like this, a jet of a liquid which is coming out of the nozzle, it has taken the shape of a sphere. This is because of what? The surface tension. Even we can say, how does the detergent work when we use for washing clothes? So the soaps and detergents help the cleaning of clothes by lowering the surface tension of the water, so that it more rapidly soaks the pores and soiled areas. So that's why the surfactants or the some soap detergents will be used to clean the cloths. Again, we can say it lowers the surface tensile force. Then how the surface tension will be measured? Surface tension is measured as the force exerted by the film on a line of unit length on the surface of a liquid. Surface tension is measured as the force exerted by the film on a line of unit length on the surface of a liquid. So like this. So if you take a liquid surface, if I draw a line on the liquid surface like this, an imaginary line, if you draw, a force will be acting on in the opposite direction like this. F will be acting in the opposite direction in the length L. Okay, so this is what we call the surface tensile force. It can also be defined as a force required to maintain a unit length of film in equilibrium. So if we draw the imaginary line, the force will be acting in the opposite direction to maintain this in equilibrium. So this is what we call the surface tension. That is, so look at this one. When a liquid is held in a container, if you draw a line AB like this, A and B, line AB. So across this line, the forces will be acting this side as well as this side. This is what we call the surface tensile forces. So that's why it can also be defined as the force required to maintain a unit length of a film in equilibrium. Or surface tension is measured as the force exerted by the film on the line line of unit length on the surface of a liquid. So it is a surface tension sigma. It's a force per unit length. That is this force acting per unit length, or the force of surface tension is equal to what? Sigma into L. Hence the force due to surface tension is given as sigma into length of film. So this is important. Okay, sigma into length of film. So note that whenever a force experienced by a curved surface due to radial pressure is given by the product of intensity of pressure and projected area of the curved surface, that is, a force experienced by the curved surface due to radial pressure is given by the product of intensity of the projected area on the curved surface. Intensity of pressure and the projected area on the curved surface means whenever a force is acting inside the curved surface. So if you want to calculate how much pressure is inside the curved surface, just you project the area, and this is the projected area of this curved surface, and inside there is a pressure, that is pressure forces are acting, and you can calculate the radial pressure surface. The curved surface due to radial pressure is given by the product of intensity of pressure into the projected area of the curved surface. Even the curved surface, that is in case of a jet and all. So when we take the jet and if we cut into two pieces, then you project it, the projected area will be rectangular. So in that case we have to take the rectangular area, then area multiplied by intensity of pressure gives you the force due to surface tension. That is force, that is sigma equal to sigma into length, force due to surface tension, projected area. So this is about the surface tension. So we'll continue next session. So by taking liquid droplet, so what is the expression for a pressure inside a droplet of a liquid, as well as inside the bubble of a liquid, and also a expression for the pressure inside the jet of a liquid. So we'll take that into next session. Also the effect of temperature on the surface tension of a liquid. So as in the case of a liquid, the surface tension decreases with increase in temperature, and pressure has no or very little effect on the surface tension of a liquid. And this surface tension, as I said, is mainly dependent on the cohesive forces between the molecules. As the temperature increases, the molecular bond will get break. Hence the surface tension decreases with increase in temperature. If you take a pressure has no or very little effect on the surface tensile forces. So this is about the surface tension. So we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.